Today's episode of This Week in Startups is brought to you by Hiscox. Do you have the proper insurance for your startup? Get the right insurance right now with Hiscox. Tailored coverage starting at only $22.50 a month. Visit hiscox.com/smallbiz to get a quote. And by New Relic. Visit newrelic.com/twist and see why thousands of developers worldwide don't deploy without it. And by Amazon Web Services. Get the resources you need to easily get started with AWS Activate, a new global program for startups, including AWS credits, training, developer support, a startup community forum, and special offers from third parties. Learn more and sign up at aws.amazon.com/activate.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Calacanis. Today on the program, Thor Fridriksson. He is the CEO and founder of the hottest company in Silicon Valley right now, Plain Vanilla Games, is the creator of QuizUp. It is a sensation that is taking over the App Store, and we've got him today on the program. Stick with us.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil, but funny how it feeds my people. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Calacanis, and today on the program we're very lucky to have Thor Fridriksson on the program. He is the CEO of Plain Vanilla Games out of Iceland and now San Francisco, and they have the hottest game in the world right now called QuizUp. Go get it in the App Store. It is absolutely addictive and amazing. It's probably going to be, Angry Birds level success. Talking about success, we are here at the WeWork Golden Gate offices, and WeWork has been crushing it. They've been really nice enough to provide me with a studio here when I'm in San Francisco, but they've got offices in New York and LA as well, and it's a great collaborative community. Thanks again to our friends at WeWork for sponsoring us here. So, Thor, you've had an amazing couple of weeks. When did QuizUp come out? And describe the level of success it's had.
So we've been working on QuizUp for a long time. We've been working on it for 2 years.
2 years?
Yes. So it's when we started doing it and we were kind of describing to people we were doing like a mobile quiz or trivia game.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of underwhelming to some extent because you have thousands of quiz games out there. But we really wanted to do a product that would kind of revolutionize this genre totally. Right. And I think we actually kind of did. We're at least the reception we're getting is just fabulous. So the game came out on the 7th of November, and it kind of just went straight to the top, and it stayed there. And I mean, I don't know how to describe it. We didn't expect it. So our lives, my team's lives, have just been kind of trying to keep our head above the water and try to keep the servers.
Now? Millions of downloads, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably the fastest growing new entity that's coming to the market. It took us 7 or about 8 days to reach 1 million registered users.
Wow.
And now we're at 2. So if you think about how we just came out less than 2 weeks ago, it's just overwhelming.
And the service has held up, so you must have built it to scale.
We did.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we when we were doing the architecture, we did always want it to be able to be scalable.
Right.
We just didn't think it would happen so fast. But fortunately, that's work that really paid off.
All right, so let's play the game right here, just so people can see how it works. I've got I got your profile here. You're one of my friends.
That's me.
And I see that you have 359 friends, 18 achievements. You've got a total score of 322. Mm-hmm. 52% of the time you win. 46% of the time you're a loser.
I know. I actually that's because when I was showing it to VCs and stuff, I lost intentionally to make them feel better.
Hey, your favorite topic is Game of Thrones, math, science, and you versus Thor is 0 versus 0. So I can challenge you, and I'm going to challenge you on tech, which is where I'm strongest.
Yeah,
then you challenge me.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay?
So
here we go.
Best. So you just wait for me here. So I got the challenge, and I'm going to do accept.
Okay, you
so I should be coming in
waiting
just a second.
For a response. Okay, here he comes.
Here we are.
America versus Iceland. This is live.
Oh my God.
It's going to be like the Olympics. All right. First question is coming in. Round 1, get ready. What is the program called that searches the database of domain names? I know who that is. Oh,
I was quicker. Do you see that?
You were
I got 19
quicker.
points. So.
That's right. Well, I was reading it out loud. What company created the ThinkPad? Ooh, I got you. Ooh, I got you.
I'm 1 point ahead still. Yeah, I thought you knew your tech.
Wrong.
Oh, yes.
Bastard. That's a crazy question.
I am the creator, though. You know, I have to keep that in mind. So,
Boom, I got you.
Yeah, me too.
Tim Berners-Lee invented HTML. Okay, here we go. Round 5.
Why?
Boom, I got you. Boom, I got you.
Me too, but I was slow there. So you're bridging the gap here.
Yeah, that was asking me. Okay, here we go. 2 questions. Round 6. What is the name of the calendar and planner by Mozilla? Oh, I got it right.
Oh, no, and you're 1 point ahead.
Yes,
Last question.
9190. Sunbird.
Damn it.
I did process elimination. Last round.
Okay.
Tim Berners-Lee is best known as the inventor of. I got you. Boom. I got you.
Oh, damn it.
131, 126. I got you. All right. So I win.
You'll see some of the statistics.
Now
You're getting a level up.
See how awesome. And look at this. I got plain vanilla in. You just played a plain vanilla staff member. Hope it adds flavor and completed. Okay, great. I'm not going to share it. No. All right. So now.
Go down. Scroll down. You can see a little bit.
Look at this. Me versus Thor. Oh, look at the match details. Look at the level of insanity you took this game to.
Yeah, we went into the details already.
Let me ask you a question here. You went to this incredible level of insanity. Did your team at some point tell you, like, Thor, this is getting too ridiculous in terms of the detail level. We should just get this out and do a minimal viable product thing? Because this is the furthest from a minimal viable product.
Well, the truth is that we actually did do a couple of minimal viable products. We've launched over, I think, 8 QuizUp games in the last year. So we had we were lucky in the way that we were very well venture funded. So we had the luxury of being able to try out different things and really polish it. So we have very.
But how come we never heard about them? They were like.
Oh, we never pushed them. You know, they weren't popular. We weren't even trying to get them popular. They
so you put them out there to see if they would work. And what did you just release them in Canada and New Zealand?
No. I mean, we have, but those were totally different. Those were so basically to try out the gameplay first. We decided that we wanted to get a lot of users. You probably heard of some of those games. Yeah. So we actually went and once we had kind of the gameplay nailed down, we went to Hollywood and we wanted to work with some of the movie studios there. And we actually last year, 1 year ago now, we released the Twilight QuizUp, which was a partnership with Lionsgate Studios, who are making the ultra popular Twilight vampire movies, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Of course.
And that actually became incredibly popular. But that one didn't have all the social features and all the different things. But it was a part of our journey. You know, these were our minimal viable products that helped us shape what we think is the grand platform that we've made.
So now you're headquartered in Iceland, but you came to America to raise money. When did you do that and why?
So Plain Vanilla, the company, is 3 years old now. And
so this is another overnight success. 3 years in the making.
Yeah, well, that's how overnight successes usually are, right?
Exactly.
So, but we started on a different level. You know, we didn't start with QuizUp. That's not our first title. So actually, I started the company 3 years ago, and we started doing some preschool games for iPhones and iPads, and we did pretty good titles, but we were kind of naive at that point. We didn't really know how the App Store worked. We thought we could just stay in Iceland, and if we made good enough product that, everyone would buy it, and we would have a major hit. But, we released a title that was very polished and beautiful for preschool children. It was called The Mookies in November 2011, 2 years ago. And we thought it was going to be a success. We had put so much work, just like we did with QuizUp. We really put a lot of effort into it, but it was a total failure.
Why? Why did it fail so brutally?
It's because of how the App Store works. And that's a lesson we learned. And that's how we were able to figure out how to make a title like QuizUp. That's not only a game, it's more of a platform.
You said how the App Store works, but do you mean how the App Store doesn't work? Why is it so brutal on a very highly polished educational piece of software? Why was it so hard to get traction?
Well, I think it's just because of the noise. I mean, you have more than 1,000 new apps being added to App Store every single day.
Right.
So in order to get someone to notice you, it's just it takes a lot of marketing dollars, for example. I mean, people now, they say that when we were about to launch QuizUp, for example, they said like, okay, you can make a really good product, but it doesn't matter how good it is, because there's always going to be other players in this hyper-competitive market, they're going to be spending lots of dollars buying installs to get up the rankings and then getting organic installs, and it's like a money game now.
Right.
But but that's just how the state is. But what we kind of tried to figure out with QuizUp was we really tried to make a product that had an inherently viral element to it, and that's what we.
So you weren't dependent on the App Store.
Well,
or as dependent.
No, not as dependent. I mean, like as a good example for how QuizUp has been doing for the last 2 weeks, we thought that we would need to advertise because everyone else is doing it. So we had actually like gotten a small war chest of marketing dollars. We were gonna like push it to start with and get up the rankings and then hope it would kind of take off.
Yeah.
And we were like prepared to spend like up to $1 million on all sorts of advertising. But when we launched it 2 weeks ago, we started doing some campaigns. We just quickly looked at the numbers and we were seeing, hey, people are just downloading this not through the ads but by themselves. So
they're typing it into the search bar in the App Store, or maybe they're seeing somebody post an award or a challenge or something.
So most of the thing is just purely like by mouth, or what's it called, like
word
of mouth.
Yeah.
And we've seen how the pattern is. We've seen that if one person in a dorm gets it, he's just going to be showing his friends, and then everyone in that that dorm or school, university suddenly has it.
Right.
We've seen that kind of pattern of distribution, that it's like a virus to some extent, and that's because people like it, and it's because it's a good product. And what I think is beautiful is that we've been like now on top of the App Store for like 7 days without spending any marketing dollars, and it's just because it's a viral and good product. So we're very happy about that.
When we get back from commercial break, I want to find out what it took to build this app, how much time, how many people, etc., and what you think the keys to building a world-class app are after this commercial break. Yes, Hiscox Small Business. Yes, thank you so much, Hiscox, for sponsoring This Week in Startups and all these great conversations we're having. Of course, if you have a small business, you need to have tailored coverage, and you want to get that done super simple and easy, and Hiscox Small Business does that. You can go to their website, hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz, hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz, and you'll see tailored coverage, a simple process. You just get the quote right online, and the rates start at only $22.50 a month. It's incredible value, and they have a passion for service. Over 96% of their customers would recommend it to a friend, and I am one of those 96% because I use Hiscox Small Business myself. That's right. All the partners on This Week in Startups who support these great entrepreneurial interviews and all of us learning so much from the program, they're all whitelisted, which means I use the product and service myself. Yes, that's right. Jason Calacanis uses these products, and therefore when I read you a bill of goods, I can stand behind it, and Hiscox is absolutely fantastic. Super competitive, customized coverage. You need to have professional liability, general liability, business owner's policy, workers' comp. All this stuff is critical. And if you don't have it, you could get yourself in a lot of trouble. Trust me, this is one of those things you don't want to forget to do when you're running your small business. Everybody go to Hiscox USA, HISCOXUSA.com/smallbiz, and follow Hiscox Small Biz on Twitter and thank them. And I thank you to the team over at Hiscox Small Biz for making a fantastic product that I use and love, and for supporting the entrepreneurs on This Week in Startups. Let's get back to this great episode. All right, we're back. My guest, Thor Fridriksson. He is the CEO and founder of Plain Vanilla Games out of Iceland, now in San Francisco. Raised $5.7 million from my friends over at Sequoia Capital and other places like Greycroft and IDG Ventures and Tencent from China, I believe. So the app has now hit 2 million or so registered users, and the Sequoia partnership got obsessed with the app while it was in beta. And you closed that $2 million right before launch. It was wired the day QuizUp was launched. How crazy is that?
Right before. It's obvious that Sequoia has a nose for that. It was actually Sequoia and eVentures that did that deal. And I must say that, like for us, I mean, doing a small raise, this was like a very intermediate raise for us just before launch. It was more of a risk mitigation thing because, of course, we didn't really know that it was going to be such a huge hit.
Right.
So I think they got a really good deal. They actually wired us the money on the day of launch, and then the day after, it was like the #1 game in the world.
But having Sequoia involved, that really helps, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very prestigious firm, and I've been working with a partner there called Rolf Botha.
He's on the board of Inside.com.
Yeah, and he's just, a very smart person, and I'm sure that they will help us a lot to really grow the company.
So you have 20 employees. How long did it take to make this app with this level of quality? Because when you look at the app, it's incredibly well polished, and you built it to scale. This is a world-class app. I'm going to estimate this is maybe 9 months in the making.
It's been. So
I'm saying this specific app, not the previous version. Yeah, you spent 6 to 9 months building this.
I think we started on that particular app, So it's not fair to talk about it like that, because we've been doing all these other apps, and we've been building the infrastructure behind QuizUp, when we're doing all the other apps.
So it really is 2 years.
It is really 2 years, but we've been doing all these smaller like demo apps, to try out different things. However, we did our last, we call them satellite apps. I think it was this spring. We did the National Geographic QuizUp.
Right.
That was like a animal trivia.
Right.
So we've just been focusing on the core platform now for 9 months.
Was the plan always to go from doing these satellite apps with partners to doing a destination app, or did you just realize, God, we're doing such a good job for these partners, we need to have our own destination, we need to be the brand, in all honesty?
Well, yeah, I think the vision to start with was always to make QuizUp kind of as it is now, to have our own identity. We wanted to be like the new Trivial Pursuit of the mobile age or of the 21st century. We wanted to really, kind of dominate this genre, because we felt that no one was really, you could see other genres being dominated, such as word games was dominated by Words with Friends, for example. But no one was really dominating this trivia space, which is huge. Everyone kind of likes trivia. So that was our target all along. Right. But I think that the thing that really makes us successful right now is how we are kind of a hybrid game and a social network.
Got it.
And I think the reason for that is that trivia is inherently an incredibly social experience. You always, when you play trivia, you want kind of to be able to show off to someone else.
Right.
You don't play Trivial Pursuit by your own, or by yourself.
Yeah.
So
Jeopardy is a TV show, right?
Well, in Jeopardy, if you look at the family watching Jeopardy, and there's a question on the screen, if you know the answer, you will shout it out just to show off to your family members.
Right.
So this it's that instinct in people. It's a very social thing, and if you kind of put that together into this platform that's has a robust social components, we thought we could do something there.
You launched with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
How many questions are in the database?
So I think we have around 180,000 questions already.
And there's 6 questions per game, 10 questions per game?
7 questions per match.
7 questions per match.
Yeah.
So you have then something in the order of 20,000 matches ready to go, 25,000 matches ready to go.
My mind calculations aren't.
Maybe 25,000. 25,000 would be 175,000 questions.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Sure. No, but we've got. We're probably the thing that really surprised us the most was not really how many users we got. It did surprise us. It was great. It was how many matches people were playing.
And how many matches were people playing? What's the average matches per day, per week?
Average matches per day. No, average time spent in the app per day. And this is an average. Remember that.
Yeah, this is an average. Yeah. Some people might hate it and just dump out of the app immediately.
Absolutely. So the average time spent on the app is 40 minutes.
40
a day.
Wow.
Which was mind-blowing for us.
So you're responsible for losing something to the order of 15% of productivity in Silicon Valley in the last 2 weeks.
We've calculated the total game time is I think it's exceeding 500 years right now.
Wow.
That's, I'm I kind of feel sorry. I think I should, talk to Obama about that. Because we are lowering the productivity to some extent. That's right. But
Well, that's the nature of these. So now, do you worry that this is going to be one of those things where people get bored of it? How do you keep it from getting boring?
I mean, that's up to us. We're at this moment now where we've got a very popular product, and of course we need to think about retention and if people will get bored. I mean, that's one of the things we need to think about.
Frank Ross something had that issue, right?
They had a huge issue with that.
Yeah.
However, what we're betting on is that we have some elements there that are very different from like normal games. And first of all, it's the content. We'll be adding content vigorously. You know, all these types of fun content. We'll be able to introduce new kinds of gameplays and new kinds of types of games. But most importantly, and this is what I think is going to be the key to our success, is the social component.
Right.
People are actually in our game challenging random people and then chatting with them and adding them as friends.
Right.
And like one thing we have like under each and every topic, we have something called discussions. And we didn't really know if that was going to take off. We just kind of had it there. So I think we've had like close to 1 million posts.
Wow.
In the discussions.
So people play Game of Thrones and then they talk about the last episode.
Exactly. So we kind of like had those mini communities based around each topic, and the conversation topics are so different based on the topic. So you'll have like in the, let's say the logos. It's just a bunch of people just yelling crap or something.
Yeah.
But like in the sport topics, you have people talking about the game last night or who's the best.
Right.
And then in the more heavier topics like physics or anatomy or the science things, we just have like really intellectual conversations between people, and they're adding each other and friends and chatting and challenging each other. So that thing, like building all these small communities of people that have shared interests and passions, that's something we just think is unbelievably powerful, and we couldn't be more excited.
How do you get the questions? You have a team of people writing the questions? Do you crowdsource it? What's the strategy there?
So once we started, we've always believed that we should engage with the fan communities. So with all these questions, like starting with 160,000 questions when we started, we could never have written them all by ourselves.
No.
I mean, there are a lot of reasons why. It's just too much. I mean, we're from Iceland, so we don't really,
Yeah, you have to have domain expertise in Game of Thrones to write good questions.
Exactly. So instead of trying to hire people, with all these different varied, expertises, we just reached out to the fan communities, and that kind of worked out like brilliantly. So, for example, if we have a book that has a big fan community, instead of trying to find the person that we can pay to do it, we just reach out and find the biggest fan site of that, talk to the fan leaders of that community, and usually
do you pay them, or do they just do it for free?
It varies.
Yeah. So some people...
but when we started doing it, it varies. It depends on if we have people that are writing lots of topics, we might do something.
Yeah.
But right now, we just allow all users to contribute content.
Do they do that through the web or through the app?
Through the web. So at QuizUp.com, people can log in through their account, and there you can actually apply to become a contributor, and you choose a topic, either an existing one where you can add questions or a new one.
Right.
And if we approve you actually get this contributor badge. You're like one of the team, and you can contribute questions that are going to be published and seen by millions of people.
All right, when we get back from commercial break, I want you to talk about something very important, which is how does this go from being, this viral sensation to a business? What is the business model here for QuizUp, the extraordinary breakout success? And everybody go download it, of course. It's amazing. And is it on iOS and Android or just iOS?
Unfortunately, it's not on Android yet. But we've gotten thousands of emails about that.
That's good, though. That's what you want. You want to perfect it on one platform, build up some pent-up demand, and then release. That's what everybody does.
I mean, we are developing it right now on Android. Great. So we're just looking forward to launching it there.
All right. When we get back, I want to talk also about the Android development from the very important messages. Yes, listen in. Hey everybody, what a great episode we're having, and it's brought to you by our great friends at New Relic. They make a very powerful application performance tool that I myself, Jason Gallicanis, use. They've got 50,000 other customers, some of which are much more important than me. Nike, Warby Parker, Airbnb, Comcast, AT&T, you know those folks. And we use it here. This email I get just keeps me totally in the loop. Every week I get this and I see, oh, hey, the launch ticker says 100% uptime and 13,000 people viewed it this week. Page load time, 4.7 seconds. That includes all the images. But anyway, I know exactly what's going on with our systems, and I am just this, the founder. I forget about my tech people. They have really great insights, and they're constantly innovating at New Relic, doing things like Node.js. which is extremely popular with real-time apps. You guys know that because you're pretty savvy. Go to newrelic.com/twist, newrelic.com/twist, and you will get this free t-shirt just for creating an account. And boy, is it a delicious looking t-shirt made by one of our super fans, TWiST, with the samurai sword in there. Don't be a rice picker, be a samurai, as I always say. And they provide just deep, actionable data. Go get the t-shirt. It's free, and the product you're going to love. Super fast, super easy, no credit card required. newrelic.com/twist. Let's get back to the program. All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thor Fridriksson. Yeah. From Iceland. Now, you're living in San Francisco now.
Well,
or you're
really. I'm kind of living nowhere.
Living in a hotel at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm traveling a lot, so I mean, we have to have presence here.
Right.
But my team is in Iceland, so it's a lot of traveling.
It is interesting how a lot of the best games in the App Store are coming from outside the United States, the big hits.
Actually, not only outside of the US, but mostly from the Nordic countries.
Iceland is considered part of the Nordic countries, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have King, I guess, and which does Clash of Clans.
No, so King does Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush, right. King does Candy Crush.
Supercell, that's a Finnish company that does Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans.
And Rovio.
What's in the water up there? Is it the snow? Is it the lack of sunlight? What makes you guys so good at this?
I'm not sure. I mean, but this has been, people have been paying attention to this, that at one point, like now we're one of them, like the top 10 list on the App Store was like dominated by Nordic countries, which makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Are you just all getting inspired by each other? You're like, hey, that guy could do it. I'm smart as him.
I think so. I think that's part of the reason. We look at, I mean, both Finland and Sweden are small countries. They're not as small as Iceland, but like compared to the US.
These are 10 million and less countries.
Yeah, something like that. So we do get inspired by each other, for sure. And we have some, really good companies coming from the Nordic regions in video games in general. So you have like in Iceland as well, CCP, who are the makers of EVE Online, a huge global hit.
Sure.
So definitely, we see that we're able to do it, so we're inspiring each other. Other than that, I mean, in Iceland, we have darkness, a very long winter and it's quite dark there. And I guess it may be just, we play games. And
do people play a lot of games? Is that like a major pastime there, or is it just similar as any other place?
I'm just not really sure on it.
Yeah.
But I would imagine, I think we like a lot of people have, iPhones and smartphones.
Yeah.
Our technology level is quite high. So I would imagine that games played is quite high in the Nordic as well.
Let's talk about revenue.
Yeah.
God, you can see 20 different ways this makes money. When do you think you'll... I didn't see any revenue in the product currently, or monetization rather. When do you introduce monetization on a hit? What's your thinking on that? What are the venture capitalists that Sequoia roll off advising you? To not put ads in for a year, to put in ads as quick as possible? What's your thinking on that?
So,
or level ups, power ups?
This is the $1 million question, of course.
Yeah. This might be the $100 million question, frankly.
$1 billion question.
Exactly.
Who knows? I mean, this is something that lots of like startups have been dealing with. If you take like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, I mean, they don't want to ruin the user acquisition by changing the user experience with ads and so forth. And I guess in some ways we are, in the same shoes as these companies. We want to get, the user base in. That's our main goal right now, is growth. Yeah. We do have monetization inside the game, but it's not very prominent. It's more just, there because we're just testing out whether people will want it or not. You can buy like sort of XP multipliers, which they actually help you like level up a little bit sooner than you would normally. But that's just like testing. You don't really need to use that. It's not like let's say Candy Crush, where you either need to buy stuff to get to the next level, or you need to invite your friends to get to the next level. We don't use these kind of tactics. We see a lot of really interesting revenue potential with a product like that. one of the things that really jumped on us in the last couple of days is that since we launched, we've gotten so many emails from big brands and studios and like big companies all over the world that really want to get in, that really want to, not advertise maybe, but really want to add content to the game.
Right, and maybe they could be featured higher in the menu.
Yeah. So
like they could, if you had Homeland and you wanted to get more viewers, maybe you say, hey, like Homeland's on page 2, can I get it on page 1 for $10,000 a day?
Yeah, and
the movie's coming out this weekend for Thor.
Yeah, I've been pushing for that, but it was too late. But no, really, the thing is that instead of doing traditional advertising, because I don't really want to have like interstitials or big advertising ruining the gameplay, I would really want to be able to make a formula, and I don't think it's been done before, where we could work with partners, like work with movie studios or brands, and not do an advertising in the game, but to do a topic that would be like feature-rich with licensed graphics and like really fun for the user. So instead of like watching like and passing by some ad, we would actually make a fun gaming experience.
It's like native advertising, but it's native gaming.
Yeah.
Native quiz. It's like native quizzes.
Exactly. So I think it's interesting. We haven't done it so, but
also you don't own the rights to, like, for Game of Thrones, you're doing questions, but you don't own the video or the pictures, so you can't really use the pictures.
We can't.
But you can certainly do questions, so they can't intellectually. There's no intellectual property ownership of a question.
No, I mean
But an image, yes. So they said, "Who is this character?"
Exactly. We've gone over this, like, of course, very deeply with our lawyers.
Right.
So we can, like, when it's like brands such as Game of Thrones or others, we can do questions, but we can't use any of their like images or intellectual property like that. But
you could use a logo, though. You could show a logo.
No.
You can't even show the Coca-Cola logo and say, "What logo is this?"
If it's we can. If it's a part of a trivia, then it's within like fair usage. But we could not do like we can't, for example, have a topic and with the Green Bay Packers and use their logo as a part of that topic.
Got it. You can't use it for branding, but you could say what logo is this?
Yeah.
That's
fair usage. Yeah.
Yeah. So could you name this character and show C-3PO from Star Wars?
No, we couldn't. The main thing is just images. However, if we partner with the IP holders, and that's what we want to do, because
you did that before with Twilight.
Yeah. So that's like what I'm talking about, the potential here. Yeah. So we could actually do branded, topics, and it would just be better for the user.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Better questions. Everyone gets what they want.
Yeah, so you get a different type of question, which is identify this, or what episode is this from, or what happens next in this scene, or you could actually do audio too. Have you played with audio yet? Name that tune kind of thing?
We've definitely thought about it, and we're going to be thinking about all these different play modes for sure.
Wow, so exciting. So how do you I wonder what is the atmosphere like at your company right now? Tired and thrilled. How do you navigate a high like this? Because this is as high as it gets. I mean, I think people are going to look back on this very episode, and thanks for coming on in the middle of this. I know you're busy, but people will look back on this episode probably and watch this video, and it'll sort of be like Twitter breaking out, or like at South by Southwest, like you're right now having this huge peak. How do you manage your team during a breakout success?
Well,
you're figuring that out.
We're just figuring it out. I mean, this has been such an incredible ride. Like 2 weeks ago, we were just all super excited and wanted to see whether someone would play it because we were so proud of it.
Yeah.
Now it's like the most popular app in the world, and it's just overwhelming and kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, to say that I have like a definite plan of how I'm scaling up and how I'm gonna, do that, I would be kind of not telling the truth.
Right.
We're just learning as we go. But the thing is, we're doing it with a smile on our faces because this is such an awesome experience just to go through this. And, it's just, we're going to go through it in one way or another.
How do you keep yourself from getting distracted right now? Because your phone must be ringing off the hook with investors, with people who want to work for you, people who want to partner with you, people who want to buy the company. How many people have called to buy the company so far?
I can't comment on that.
Well, come on. You have to tell me who, but there have been.
But there have been, of course. I mean, people look at these early successes and they want to get in as early as possible.
Right.
So we have definitely the potential to go quite big on this. We're doing something that's quite unique.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's understandable that both from investing side and acquirer side and all these different sides, there's going to be interest. And it's hard. It's hard to remain focused. And I've not been able to really answer everyone just because my email is. I figured one thing out. Actually, like having a hit game that's very public right now in the US, it really affects the inflow in your inbox. To an extent, I'm getting.
How many investors have emailed you? Over 100, under 100 in the last 2 weeks?
Probably around that number.
100. Wow.
Probably something like that.
And probably some of the biggest names.
I really don't want to.
Well, I wouldn't make you say the names, but you have to reply to those emails. If you don't, they could get kind of upset.
Yeah, I know, and I try to do my best. I'm trying to keep everyone happy. It's
right.
Well,
that is the issue, right? So you have to basically stay focused on the product.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. So what do you do? Just reply back to them and say, hey, we're not thinking about this right now, but we'd love to talk to you in 30 days?
Yeah, I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of things going on. We're looking at lots of possibilities right now, and we've got the momentum, so we're just looking at a lot of possibilities right now.
Let's talk about Android.
Mm-hmm.
Building a beautiful app for iOS.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, but you're building for one platform, one size.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a very complicated app in terms of user interface. I mean, you guys have really layered a lot of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult is it to make this app work across hundreds of different Android devices?
Well, we're just finding out. We've already published a couple of games on Android.
Okay.
So the Twilight QuizUp and the Math QuizUp and all these so. A part of this journey I told you about doing these minimum viable products, in this process, part of that was learning how to do Android as well.
Right.
And I mean, we've done it, so we know Android, and we've been quite successful at it actually.
Right.
So it's harder, and that's why we don't have an Android version yet, but we're working as hard as we can on it.
Right.
But definitely the problem with Android development is the lowest denominator. You have to think about the low-end machine, devices as well.
Right, and the old operating system.
And the operating systems and the different graphical chips and processors, and it is more difficult.
Right.
However, I mean, Android has a huge market share right now.
Right.
And what we think is incredible is how viral our product could get, and because people are showing it to each other, and 60% of people that are shown it to, they don't have an iPhone, so they can't download it.
Right.
So we're just honestly, we're just kind of happy we didn't launch the Android at the same time, because our servers are just barely, holding on right now.
And that could send it over the top.
Yeah, I actually think it would have. So we're going to have a little bit of time both to develop the client and also to prepare our servers. But we're really looking forward to the Android release.
People must be contacting you to make TV shows and stuff like that. I mean,
Sure.
Is that just a total distraction for you guys right now? And just be like, hey, TV's yesterday, we want to do.
Yeah, I think we've got lots of cool ideas on how to take QuizUp to TV for sure.
Right.
But I want to reiterate. We just launched the game less than 2 weeks ago. So
we're day 15 right now.
Yeah, so it's there are a lot of things going on, and right now we're trying to focus. I think we're not going to go away soon. So
Right.
I think we'll have some time to figure out awesome things to do with QuizUp and how to really evolve it.
What about gambling? Let's talk about peer-to-peer gambling, because the first thing I thought when I said this was I want to play you for money.
Yeah.
Peer-to-peer gaming exists. It's skill-based gaming.
And this is skill-based, yeah.
And it's like AOL, and people don't know this, but AOL and Yahoo have gambling, peer-to-peer. I mean, gambling is a dirty word to some people, but they have peer-to-peer gaming on Yahoo and AOL done by third parties, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I think they link to other people, but it's legal in the U.S. to do skill-based gaming. This would qualify as a skill-based game.
It would.
Is it illegal to do skill-based games on iOS?
I'm
do they allow it?
Absolutely sure.
I wonder.
They might not want it. They're very particular on many things. But I'm sure you could do it in Android. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
However, we've talked about this, and this is obviously a totally different opportunity. But
Right.
it's huge,
Right.
in terms with monetization, of course. There's one thing that we need to be careful about when we're thinking about these kinds of games.
Yeah.
It's security.
Yeah.
So as soon as you have real money wagering.
Yeah.
That's gonna,
Then the Russian hackers come in, the Chinese hackers come in.
Well, I'm not gonna say particularly where they're from, but
Russia and China. My God, they'll just demolish. I mean, the Russians almost killed PayPal.
Yeah. So this is like, so we need like a totally different. I mean, we of course we think about security in our game already, but this is gonna put that into a totally another level.
Yeah.
So we're not ready for it. But we are looking at it, and I think it's very exciting to have some kind of a side product where you can actually maybe wager. I mean, people like that. But
for $1 a match or something could be fun. I mean, if it's de minimis amounts of currency, it might. I mean, I'm not saying people play for a $700 Bitcoin, but that could be interesting too.
Yeah, it could be interesting as well. We could broadcast it or something. Have like the biggest games being. I don't know. I'm just talking like I'm brainstorming right now.
Right,
so we haven't really put this
fantastic.
down. But
well, it's and so hiring. You must want to hire a lot of people right now.
Oh, we sure do.
What are you hiring for? And what do you look for in an employee? Like, what's the culture of the company right now? Because we have 100,000 people listen to the show over the 30 days this comes out. I'm sure a lot of them are going to look at this and go, "That sounds like a fun company to work for." Yeah. What's the culture of your company? How would you describe the team?
I know that probably all founders and entrepreneurs say something like this, but I think I've got the best team in the world. We worked very closely for the past year or so, and we just hang out. We're friends. We have we have all these nights where we watch Game of Thrones together, or we hang out in the office. We stay very late, not in a bad way, but just because it's fun.
Right.
And we have this kind of we have a motto that's just like, our motto is why not.
Right.
So we do say this repeatedly. When someone gets an idea, hey, let's go and do that crazy stuff, and then people just go, why not? Why not?
You're not squashing people's ideas. You're just like, why not give it a shot?
Why not is kind of our motto, and we are having fun, and I like it. We've got lots of entrepreneurs in our team as well, and what I found out is that people that have, even if they're not successful or not, but if someone has started a company or done something, we've seen that brings a lot of value to employees. So I think that that's something we're looking for sure.
What positions are open right now? I'm going to get you a couple of these positions filled right now.
Almost all of them.
Okay, so you need Android developers, iOS developers, UX, design, business development. What?
Business development, yeah.
Business development, like if you're a BD person at Google or YouTube or Facebook right now.
This is a big opportunity.
Get the hell out of there. You're vested. If you're 3/4 vested, get the hell out of there and get over to QuizUp, because you have so many opportunities to do business development deals. Literally every brand in the world, every show, every movie, Marvel, Star Wars, everything.
We think we have something of value to offer, so that's...
Oh, man, if I was a BD person, I'd be all over this. This is a great opportunity.
Yeah, but like...
Here in San Francisco or in Iceland?
Mostly in Iceland. So probably not the BD though.
BD would
be
LA, New York,
be
San Francisco.
somewhere. We don't know yet. But we're also...
You know what? You just find the best BD person wherever they are, and you're just like, work out at your house, get a WeWork desk, whatever the hell it is.
That's one way to do it. Yeah, we actually started our company at the WeWork in San Francisco.
Oh, did you really? WeWork's wonderful. A really nice experience. So anybody email jobs at
plainvanillagames.com.
Plain Vanilla Games. What a great name. And so Sequoia puts in $2 million. They get 10% of the company. They're pretty stoked. I'm taking a guess there, but whatever.
Yeah, well, now it was a shared round, so they didn't do it alone.
Okay. So now you must have. Probably would be a great idea to raise money right now, though, especially when you're at the hit like this.
It wouldn't be hard to do it.
It wouldn't be hard. I'm telling you right now, if it's me, there's 2 times to raise money. I always tell people, before the product launches or when the product's growing like a weed, right?
So we could
did both.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. You should do both. Get minimum dilution and maximum valuation, tons of runway. Do you see yourself as a one-app company or a many-app company?
One app. So we're even thinking about dropping Plain Vanilla. as a name.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Because we're not a traditional game studio. So game studios have like one name, and then they have the different types of games.
I agree with that.
QuizUp is more like of a platform now. So I mean, but we love the name Plain Vanilla. It's very like.
You know what? That could be like your
us.
old school thing. Like you could just put like a plain vanilla jam, or something like a plain vanilla.
Just
groove.
like you got the Plain Vanilla achievement when you played me.
Yeah.
So everyone in QuizUp, if they play one of our staff members, they'll get a special achievement for that. Right. So I encourage people to try to find
you just have to know how to do those Icelandic
characters.
What is that? Are Icelandic characters unique to Iceland?
Well, some of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the same alphabet. We just have like a couple of strange, Old Norse.
But are they specific to all the Nordic countries or just Iceland?
Some of them are specific just to Iceland, and some of them are also in.
So
the
what is that
countries.
like? You just have to hit a special key combination on a QWERTY keyboard to get them, or do your keyboards actually have them?
Our keyboards actually have them. You can actually select Icelandic keyboard on your iPhone, and you'll get like all these different characters.
I'm going to rename myself. That's what you should do. Is everybody in the game should get like a Nordic, an Icelandic special character added to their name.
That'd be awesome.
Well, listen, Thor. Congratulations on all your success. I'm going to let you get back to it because you got so much work to do. I'm so happy for your success.
Thanks.
Let me tell you something. You definitely have the greatest team in the business if you made the greatest product in the business. There's no doubt. So congratulations to your team as well.
Thanks.
We all know these things can't be done alone. Go ahead and email jobs@plainvanillagames if you're a BD person.
Plainvanillagames.com. Yeah.
Plainvanillagames.com. Yeah. And you on Twitter too?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Vanilla, but just QuizUp.
QuizUp. Just follow QuizUp,
QuizUp,
everybody. It's awesome. And if you haven't played it, where the hell have you been? It's absolutely amazing. QuizUp, Thor, thanks for being on the program. And thanks to our sponsors and thanks to WeWork. We'll see you next time.